Andrea in Salt Lake City, what do you think?
I'm very much a sexist when it comes to jobs. You know, if it's not a male pilot, you know, if it's not a female nurse, I'm very skeptical as to that person's attitude. And this is much the same way. And I have to agree with Sam. You know, her tweets about, you know, these jerk guys telling jokes. Yeah, they're annoying. They sound terrible, but the White Knights is just gut churning.
It's all the funny thing is everyone to respond to her was guys saying it shouldn't matter.
That shouldn't be an issue anyway. Here's my phone number if you need a shoulder to cry on.
Exactly.
And that never works, by the way, for women. Like these White Knights,
not.
They think they're going to be like, oh, she must be sick of all these jerks. No, she isn't.
No.
Like it's not going to work.
I'm like this loser.
I'm going to have to disagree a little bit. It's not that it works every time. It probably works once in a while. I mean, that 30-year-old guy getting kicked out of his parents' house apparently was able to impregnate a woman,
That's
a
true.
living, breathing human female. You know, so it doesn't work all the time, but it's, you know, only got to work once.
Yeah, you can always you play the numbers enough.
Right, yeah.
You're going to find somebody that's going to fall for your White Knight nonsense.
Right, he's a business owner, so he might have a shot with this girl.
You know, it's funny, too, because we assume that guys have thicker skin. If there were a woman who was 30 and she was being, you know, fighting her parents to stay in the basement and she just lost custody of her child, do you think we would be so cavalier in making fun of her? I mean, we probably would have said, okay, she's got to get out of the basement. But would we go on and on about her, calling her a loser, laying it on the way we were with this guy?
And I know. And people are making fun of the guy's appearance, too. There's no way if it were a woman, people... Like, if it were
he kind of looks like a woman.
But if it were if it were a heavy-set woman with greasy hair that still lived with her mom, like, people would be like, oh, the poor thing. Yeah. Like, oh, that's so tough. You know what it is? Her job that she was going for must have gone to a man. That's why she's stuck at home.
Yeah.
All the guys took the jobs.
I do not have sympathy for those people. No, if she got taken to court, I'd rip on her, too.
And to be honest, do you sum up the pilot when you see them? You know how you see them standing there? And pilots, they often are a certain type of guy, aren't they? It's like a certain... The pilot often looks like a pilot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like a fox, gray fox I see in my eyes or something.
Yeah.
No,
they're often
cut,
distinguished looking. And so then when you see someone like, even like me, just take me. Say I was standing there with my cardigan sweater at the entrance of the plane. You would look and you'd be like, I hope that guy's not flying the plane, right?
Are you going to take this into the overhead? Like, are you here to give me my meatloaf?
Yeah. Or Sam, what about you, Sam, with all those curls?
Oh, forget it.
Like, just the curly hair. They'd look at you and be like,
entertainment? No.
Like a pilot should be like you could if you took him out of the pilot uniform and put him in a firefighter uniform, it would still fit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yep. If you're looking at a guy like Tom, I like you. If you came to my house in a fire truck with an axe, I'd be like, you are not going to save my dog from this fire. You know what I mean? I would know that.
Right.
Same thing for a pilot.
Yeah. You'd like, I'll let him.
It's in the haircut.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. You'd say, you can take the dog for a walk. I just don't want you rescuing him. But Andrea, at the same, by the same token, if I saw you there in your uniform, now you don't fly, right? You're Navy.
I mean, other people fly me around when the government buys me a ticket, but otherwise, I'm mainly on a boat.
Yeah, but you're not you're not a Top Gun. But if you were there in your uniform, because you have that serious look, I would trust you with the airplane, Andrea. So I don't think it's a sexist thing. It's more like the you know, if you contrast, I don't know if you've seen this woman, but to me she looks a little bit more like a cheerleader than a pilot.
You don't want a cutie pie flying your plane.
I would certainly fulfill that role then. I mean, I have the proper amount of, you know, exuding confidence and just a disgruntled attitude where people don't approach me and they trust me that I'm able to do my job.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah, and the voice too. That's that kind of soothing.
Right.
It's the confident voice.
Right.
You know, you never want the pilot to be on, you know, getting on a plane. We're at 30,000 feet. Yeah. I can't believe we're at 30,000 feet.
We're at 30,000 feet. I think 3,000.
Just sheer panic.
Right.
Yeah, no. Well, that woman though that landed the Southwest flight, she was heroic.
She was great. That's what you need. You know what? One of them's going to have to fly the plane into the Hudson River like Sullenberger.
That's right.
And then it's going to Sullen. Like
just a sad guy. Just a guy named Sullen.
Because then we'll have our, you know, person. Because everyone, you know, to us, like Sullenberger is the ultimate pilot. But once we get a woman to do that,
right.
So if you're out there, women, Ditch one of them into the ocean, and we'll
fly into some geese.
But Tom, that's a huge margin of error, because I think actually Sam himself brought this up January 4th, 2017 on Red Eye.
Yeah.
That is, if Sully Sullenberger lands it in the Hudson, hey, congratulations, that's awesome. If he doesn't pull it off, it's like some old man thought he could land on the river.
I know.
That's exactly what I said.
I know.
That's right.
Man,
he better be good. And the Southwest pilot, what's her name? The Southwest pilot who saved 149 people. She was one of the first people in a fighter jet, so she was like a Top Gun. She was a maverick. She was
What about this British lady?
She was a pony.
And her husband was supposed to fly that day, and she ended up being on that flight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Look
Take the day off, honey. So we got, thank you for the call, Andrea.